Hola clase, vamos a hablar del alfabeto. Bien, we're going to talk about the alphabet. Now, many of you may remember the lovely little song that we learned. Don't worry, I'm not going to sing it for you right now, but there will be a link in case you want to revisit Spanish 1 and the lovely song. So, we're just going to walk through the alfabeto because it is useful to remember how these letters are pronounced and what each of them sound like to help your pronunciation. With each letter, there are two things to keep in mind. There is the name of the letter, the way you say the letter in the language you're talking about, in this case, Espanol. And then there is what sound the letter makes. For example, in English, we call this letter B, but nobody says, like, bead for bed. The letter B makes the b sound, right? So there's the sound it makes and what its name is. All right, so our first one is ah. Ooh, perdona. We have ah. Why aren't you? Somebody's having a struggle bus today. Okay, ah, which is both the name and the sound. Ah. Repite, ah. Then we have B, which is be. Be. And just like in English, it makes a b sound, though a bit softer than the English. Okay? C. You say say. Say. It can be either a s sound in front of E, I, etc., or a k sound in front of a, o, or u. So be, say. A, be, say. De. Repite, de. Makes a d sound, but again, much softer than this English. Diego. Bien. This one messes people up. Remember, it's pronounced A. A. That's both the name and the pronunciation. Repite, E. E. Ella. Bien. F. F. Still pronounced F. Repite, F. Hey. Repite, hey. It can be a G sound in front of A, O, or U. Otherwise, it's an H sound. H. H. Buena. Gemelo. H. The name of H is H. And you all should know by now that H is silent. We don't say hola, we say hola. Bien. Repite, I. I, both its name and its pronunciation. Jota. Repite, jota. And like the soft G, it's pronounced as an H. Jaguar. This one is ka, and it is pronounced as a k. It's very seldom used. It's usually only used in borrowed words from other languages. Ele. I'm going to put a little squiggle here. Ele. Repite ele. And it is pronounced pretty much the way we do an L in English. Some of you may be thinking I've forgotten some. I haven't. They're going to be at the bottom, but remember those are not officially letters. So M. M. Repite M. Pronounced like a normal M. N. N. Pronounced like a normal N. Ah, our favorite. Enye. Remember, think Three Stooges. Enye. Repite. Enye. This is that nya sound. Okay? Nya business. O is still O. Repite. O. Bien. Pe. Pronounced like a P, but it's not as popping. It's more of a, it's a much softer P rather than P. Okay? Coo. Coo. This one throws people. It is just a K sound. You don't say quay, you say K. 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 Coo. R. R. Just R. Repite. Normal R, but if it is the first letter, you should roll it. If it's Roberto, you should roll it. Okay? If you can. If you can't roll it, it's okay. S. Those things you love to write, and it is pronounced like a normal S. Te. Repite. Te. It is also a T, but again, kind of like the P, it should be a little bit softer. Tigre. Tomás. It doesn't have quite as sharp of a sound as it does in English. Ooh. Ooh. Both the name and the sound. Bay. Just like our other bay. It is supposed to have a B sound. I will say it kind of depends. If they have a more English accent because they live in the US, they might differentiate more. Eckies. I'm just going to tell you right now, not really a whole bunch of point in going over the pronunciation of X because it depends on the word. If it's a Mayan word, it'll have a totally different pronunciation than if it's an English word that they've borrowed. So we have Y. Y. Ooh, where am I? I want my thing. Y. Ga. Y is often pronounced as an E, but it can be a ya if it's being used as a consonant. So it just kind of depends. Repite. Y. And this guy is zeta, and he is pronounced like a Z. So zeta. Repite. Zeta. And then we have three sounds that are not letters. CH is the only time you'll actually hear an H make a sound. You'll have che, because it does make a ch sound. Double L's. In this class, we treat it like a Y. You can also treat it like a zh sound. So me llamo or me llamo, never me llamo. Llama, not llama. And the double R is the rolled R's. So R, perro, burro. Again, if you can't do it, it's okay. Make it a harder R, or if you want to go the Ecuador route, you can kind of do this R, J sound together. Perro. Okay? So, repite. A, B, C. A, B, C. D, E, F. Repite. D, E, F. G, H. Repite. G, H. Repite. I, J, K. I, J, K. L, M, N. L, M, N. Repite. Ñ, O. Repite. Ñ, O. P, Q, R. Repite. P, Q, R. S, T, U. Repite. S-T-U. B, X. Repite. B, X. And I just realized I somehow left out W, which is almost never used, but just for the sake of argument, W is doble B, and it is pronounced like a W would be. Repite. Doble B. Doble B. Bien. Y, Z. Y, Z. Ch, Y, R. Bien. Now, get out some scrap paper. If you need to pause the video, do so, because we are going to practice some spelling. All right. I am going to spell a word, and you are going to write down the letters to see if you can figure out what word it is. And if you get it right, you'll match the picture when I reveal it. Okay? So, first word, I'll spell it 3 times. L, A, P, I, Z. Otra vez. L, A, P, I, Z. Una vez más. L, A, P, I, Z. Did you get lápiz? Lápiz. L-A-P-I-Z. Don't worry, I didn't mention the acento. Muy bien. Let's try another one. M-O-C-H-I-L-A. Otra vez. M-O-C-H-I-L-A. Una vez más. M-O-C-H-I-L-A. Bien. You should have gotten, come on, mochila. M-O-C-H-I-L-A. Bien. Dos más. C-O-M-P-U-T-A-D-O-R-A. Otra vez. C-O-M-P-U-T-A-D-O-R-A. Una vez más. C-O-M-P-U-T-A-D-O-R-A. Did you get computadora? Spelled C-O-M-P-U-T-A-D-O-R-A. Last one. C-U-A-D-A-R-N-O. Otra vez. C-U-A-D-A-R-N-O. Una vez más, C, U, A, D, E, R, N, O. Did you get cuaderno? C, U, A, D, E, R, N, O. Hopefully you were able to get these words spelled right. If not, you might want to practice spelling some words out loud just so you know how letters are used. They're primarily useful in Spanish if you need to ask how someone spells their name or such, because that may not be immediately obvious to your non-native ear. Buena suerte. Adios.